Yeah, no, this has been a good game so far. I mean, it's pretty grindy. It's pretty typical gacha game, to be honest with you. I guess we can do a Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis review. All right, let's do that. That's a fun way to start the stream. Okay. So, review of this game. The Chocobo system. What do I think about this? The music is good, as always. I find myself humming to even this theme. Even the most like random themes in this game that you would never think twice about, like a Chocobo farm, are like so memorable and great. So, yeah, obviously, as far as music goes, this game gets a 10 out of 10. You can walk around as your avatar, which is pretty cool. The graphics look good, right, for a phone game. I mean, this movement right here is awesome because a lot of times in a mobile game, the movement button is on the bottom right, you know, or it's on the bottom left, I'm sorry. You can only move your character here and this circle on the bottom left. But in this game, you can just drag anywhere on the screen and walk around, which I actually really like. Yeah, while I'm here, I guess I might as well do that. So those are the things I like about the movement. I think the graphics are good. I think the gameplay is good. One of the big problems I have are the loading times, which is in no way a singular event with Final Fantasy Ever Crisis. Loading screens are so bad in mobile games, period. I don't know what the hell it is with mobile games, but they all have atrociously long loading screens. It's like, for me, it's unacceptable. But anyway, it's almost unacceptable because this game is still good and I still want to play it, so apparently it's at least a little bit acceptable. So yeah, as far as like, I'm ranking this game in comparison to other phone games. I'm not comparing this game to the real Final Fantasy games, like the remake that came out and the rebirth that's coming out soon. Those get a separate ranking. I feel like mobile games are not real games, to be honest with you, which is okay. It's not, doesn't mean you shouldn't play them. It's not the same kind of quality. It doesn't have the same polish as a AAA title, as a real console game, which, you know, console games are released as a complete product, or they should be, I guess. Sometimes they're not, but mobile games are designed not to be complete. Mobile games are designed to constantly be pushing updates, you know what I mean? So it's never really a complete experience, and I guess that's what I mean. That's just a critique on mobile games in general. Let's see, what else can I talk about here? There's nothing really to say about the notices or the friend system. I mean, you know, the co-op system is pretty much what you get in here, join co-op, and then you like click. Wow, these loading screens, I'm telling you, they're horrible. Anyway, so okay, you just click one of these, and then you pick your character to fight with, and then you join a lobby. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty normal. I guess we can get into the fighting. It'll be easier to show, and I guess that's a really important thing to review, is how you fight in this game. So, you know, 3 events at one time, pretty awesome. This is what you want to see in a mobile game. You want a bunch of events, a bunch of stuff to do, because the regular things, like the regular gameplay mechanics, get old. You finish the story pretty fast. The story is good, I'll give that to this game, but anyway, let's go ahead and do an event here. So yeah, again, the graphics are great. I'm not complaining about the graphics, even though I wouldn't mind if they toned down the graphics to fix the loading issues. I feel like one of the reasons it takes forever to load is because it's like full on 3D graphics all the time. Like over here, I feel like you don't need 3D on this screen. I feel like on this screen it could just be like art character drawn. You could just draw the characters on here, and it probably would load in a lot faster. You know, I'm trying to toggle, I'm trying to click this stuff, and I don't want to click anything, because if I click anything here, it's going to take forever to load. But anyway, so let's go into the fighting. Okay, that's a really important thing to review. Oh, this is something to review. So the materia system and the weapon system. So a good thing about this game is that it gives you all the characters. You don't have to pull for characters. I like that. In other games, if you wanted to play as Cloud, you would have to pull him. right? And that sucks because you can't play as your favorite characters. That blows. But in this game, it doesn't do that. In this game, everyone has all the characters, okay? But what you have to pull for are the weapons over here. So you can play as Cloud, but he might be weak as shit, which sucks. But hey, at least you get to play as Cloud. In other games, you can't even play as him, you know? So you can play as everybody, which is great, and you pull for the weapons. I like that system a lot. As far as gacha goes, I would say it's pretty good. We can get into the materia system later, but I'm going to go ahead and start. I want to review the combat right now. Let's count this loading screen. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14, maybe 15 seconds. Loading screen. Like, come on, bro. You know, and how often do you go into a loading screen, you know? So I don't know. That's not in any way isolated to this game. A lot of games do this bullshit where they're just fucking loading. You're not even playing the game, you're just loading simulator. It's a loading simulator, is what a lot of mobile games are. Anyway, that's not in any way isolated to, and that's one of the reasons why console games, in my opinion, are better than mobile games. Is because these loading screens are just, it's so bad. We need something, I don't know what's going on, but it's like so normal in mobile games to just have long ass load screens. I don't get it. It's so normal. I think it's something that needs to be fixed with mobile games as a whole. So hopefully one day we can grow out of that. So how does this fighting system work? Okay, I have it set to auto right now on the top right over here. Okay? That means my characters just kind of fight, right? They have their own attacks down here. You can long press and it'll tell you what they do. You have limit breaks in this game, which of course, come on. What Final Fantasy 7 fan, because this game was specifically made for Final Fantasy 7. What Final Fantasy 7 fan doesn't love limit breaks, bro? But yeah, another thing I really like that they focus on Final Fantasy 7 specifically now. They have made other Final Fantasy gacha games, and it has been pretty good. I like the other ones too. But you could pick characters from any game, right? Any of the Final Fantasy, you know, from Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, you know, it doesn't even matter. It could be all the way to 10, 11, 12. That's cool. I like that. But I really like that this game is only focusing on Final Fantasy 7. I actually like that a lot. Because, you know, limitation is creativity. Limitations like that, like only limiting yourself to Final Fantasy 7, it forces you to be extra creative. So I like that a lot about this game. It's very creative, I will give them that. It was made by Applybot, who made the Nier games as well. I wanted to throw that out. The Nier mobile game. Rather. So anyway, you can put this game on. If you put this game on manual, none of the characters do anything until you attack for them. There is the regular attack that they do on their own. But as far as these ability goes, if you click manual up there, they will not use any of their abilities, right? So I clicked Semi, and what Semi does is your other characters on the left and the right, they fight on their own, but your middle character requires input from you to do damage. So I just keep things on auto usually because I'm lazy as hell. Because auto means all the characters just act on their own and use abilities on their own, pretty much. Which is, you know, pretty cool, but, you know, if you like auto on mobile games, you will enjoy this feature. But at the same time, it's not that good because other mobile games like Langris you don't even have to fight this guy over and over. You can just click and get rewards as if you fought them. Like you can completely skip the battle in other games, in other mobile games. In this one, you're just repeating the same fight over and over. You're farming the same fight over and over. And I don't know, that's like, I don't like that. I really don't like how grindy or farmy that is. But some people do, so whatever. If you enjoy that, that's good. I don't. So I'm gonna dock points away for that. I think it should have a feature where if you beat this fight, you can just like automatically get you can just like use your stamina without having to actually fight it all over again and over and over and over again, right? It should just be able to use stamina almost as a currency to get the rewards for this fight without actually fighting. Like, I wish they would just give you all of this experience and rewards without actually having to fight it. Just let me consume stamina and then give me these rewards. And I'll punch that like 4 times and then I'll use all my stamina. But the way that this system is, I have to retry and fight every single fucking time, and it's just kind of annoying. Again, that's pretty normal with mobile games. But some mobile games like Langrisser has a system where you can just consume your stamina, you don't have to fight, and then you get all the rewards and experience, which is how it should be in my opinion. As long as you beat it first, right? You obviously have to beat the fight the first time. So that's another major complaint that I have. The attack system, but the battle system is good. The battle system is good. I will give them that. As far as it is a turn-based system, which is kind of like an old relic of the past, they do a good job with the turn-based system here, in my opinion. I like that you can switch between attack and defense modes on the bottom right here. Yeah, it's great. I think they do a really good job, to be honest with you. As far as the attack and defense. Okay, how does it work? When you're on attack mode, you do more damage. If I click this, I would switch to defense mode, where right on the bottom right you can see there that it reduces the amount of damage that I take, but it also reduces the damage that I do. Now, if you use all of your limit breaks, you get a multiplier for damage. I don't know if it shows here. Yeah, times 25.25, 1.25 bonus. Yeah. I like that also. I like these little things. The fighting is good. I have to say, I usually, when I think about turn-based fighting, I think it's old, it's outdated. But this is fresh. They do a really good job with this. It's in part due to the ATB system, where it's not pure turn-based. It does kind of feel like, you know, more live action, right? Like you have to actually, real time rather. It feels like real time because of the ATB system on the bottom right here. On the bottom middle, sorry. Yeah, it feels very real time. You know, you can't run around with your character, you can't dodge with your character and stuff like that, but I think that the ATB system is good, and I think that the stat system is good. I think that the limit break system is good. I think, okay, so every character has 2 weapons, right? And those weapons give you your abilities, okay? And you can get, every character has a bunch of different weapons. So you can customize your character, and that customization, I think, is a very good part of this game. This game is very customizable, and I love that about this game. Let me show you that. All right, so I think that was a pretty in-depth review of the fighting system. I really don't have a whole lot more to say about it. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. And let's load screen. 1, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. Okay. So on my way out back to the main screen, it's a shorter load time, which is good. Let's see. So yeah, I can go here to mission and get my dailies. You know, the questing system is pretty normal. You use up stamina, and then you use up your stamina, and then you get quests. Right? It's pretty normal for a mobile game. Anyway, let's go into the weapon system. I think they do a great job with the weapon system. So right, just for Cloud alone, these are all of Cloud's weapons. 4-star you don't really want to use, 3-star you don't really want to use. They're pretty much all garbage unless you have 5 stars now. Once you have 5-star weapons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can overboost it to 6 stars, which is when it becomes red, it's 6 stars. This one's 7 stars because it's the 5, and then the 2 red stars overlap the yellow stars. Now you can overboost your weapons all the way to 10. So this, for example, this weapon was yellow because it was a 5-star, and then I boosted it all the way to red, right? This one's red. And then once you do all the red, it becomes pink. So you can upgrade your weapon by getting duplicates, 10 times. Let me show you one that doesn't have full pink. So it would be a little bit... Okay, this one, see? So this one's not full pink. I'm still missing 2 more duplicates of this weapon. It's got 3 pink. It's overlapping the pink. The pink overlaps the red, and then once you have full pink, that's your most powerful weapon. You can upgrade it with enhance, you know. You have to uncap the level. You need this. In order for me to get to level 90, I have to get 30 of these, which I don't have. But I guess let me show you a different weapon that I can upgrade. Okay, so this one over here. You know, you use your materials over here to upgrade your weapon levels. I mean, you know, this is all pretty standard stuff. You can do this on Genshin Impact. Like, this is all pretty standard stuff. You upgrade your weapon. It's a good system. I mean, it's pretty much the same as any other system, really, as far as upgrading weapons goes. It's good. It's tried. It's true. It's a good system. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about that. Their weapon system is good. The materia system is pretty hard. It's pretty RNG, and that's probably the hardest part to get. Like, actually, okay, I haven't finished with the weapons. My bad. Let me go back to weapons before I get into materia. Every weapon pretty much has its own ability, right? Which I like. Physical lightning damage, you know, and then you have other abilities that like lower physical defense on the enemy, right? So then you can stack your lightning physical damage with like a debuff. Like, let's say you debuff the enemy's lightning resist and physical damage resist. Like, now you're doing way more damage with this thunder strike attack. So this game is all about strategies like that, like stacking buffs and debuffs, which I really like. That's pretty much the meta game for this game, is stacking buffs and debuffs. Which weapons work together, which characters have weapons that work together. Like, this one does physical lightning damage, but some of them do different things. This one does more damage. This one does magic. This one heals, right? So this one doesn't do any damage. It heals all your allies. I'm trying to look for another weapon. Okay, this one increases defense, right, for a single ally, right? So this is pretty good. I like this one. To explain, I like this one to explain that all the weapons do different things. They don't all do damage. Sometimes they do buffs and debuffs, right? So I like that about this weapon system. Every character has a bunch of weapons, and they all do so much different stuff. They're not all fighting damage stuff. Some of them are buffs and buffs. Healing. It's a lot of strategy involved when you come to make a 3-person party. Even when you do co-op with people, with 2 other friends, right? You have to make sure that you have the right weapon so that for the right boss, because some bosses have magic defense, some boss have physical defense, some boss attack you for physical damage. So if I was fighting a physical damage boss, you know, I would use this to raise my physical defense, right? But if I'm fighting a boss that's hitting me with magic damage, this is going to be completely useless right here. So this game does a good job at making you study your enemy and your enemy's attack so that you know what weapons you need to bring in. So that is one thing that I respect about this game. The strategy is on point. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say about the weapon system. There is like something here with the abilities that it's a little bit more in depth, but you know, like the weapons give you extra ability damage and like little sub, you know, like aside from the main ability that it does, it also has like these little boosts to your stats. Okay, that's a little bit in depth. That can go really in depth, but I'm just reviewing the game. I think it does a good job. What up, Dragon Slayer? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I was just reviewing this game, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. It's a mobile game. I'm playing it on BlueStacks. So I'm almost done with the review. This is okay. I'm gonna do the materia system, and then I'm gonna do the draw system. The materia system is good because it's pretty much free. I mean, the problem with a lot of mobile games is that they make you pay for literally everything. This game is pretty aggressive with its sell strategy, but I don't know. I pretty much paid what, maybe I'm not gonna lie, I paid $100 in the beginning when I was still figuring stuff out because I wasted all of my blue gems. Don't waste your blue gems up here, guys. If you're gonna play this game, do not waste your blue gems. You need them to draw. But anyway, the materia system pretty much gives you these physical attacks, HP, heal. You know, it gives you all these stats to your character. You obviously want percentage-based ones, but you know, you want to get 4-star, you want to get 5-star materials. Now, the system is completely random. Of course, you can say, "Oh, that's bullshit. I hate RNG," But RNG is pretty normal nowadays for mobile games. So as far as RNG goes, I think this is good. The stats are random every single time you make a materia. So you can have 2 of the same materia, 2 Thunderas, right? 2 Thunders, Thunder and Thundera. And one of them is going to have different substats and the other will have different substats. So you just pretty much have to keep rolling, creating materia until you get the right stats that you want. I think it's a good job. Now, I guess the most important part of the game is the draw system, right? It's a gacha game, right? So obviously, if you want to get the good weapons, you have to pull. Now, it has a really good wish list system where you can actually pick the weapons that you want to draw. Like, you know, for any beginner, I would say get the Murasame over here. It's super good. Yeah, I like this system because it'll increase your chances of getting the weapon that you want. And you can just pick the ones that you want for whatever character you want, right? Oh, I want Tifa's weapon. I want a weapon for Tifa. You could do all of them for Tifa. If you really want to use Tifa and you don't have any weapons for her, you can just like, you know, do all Tifa and be like, okay, now I'm going to get a weapon for Tifa so I can use her. And here on the stamp system is pretty good also because every time you draw, you get a stamp, you get a stamp, you get a stamp, you get a stamp, and then you can guarantee one of these pulls over here. So I like that. I like the gacha system. It's obviously random, but you can at least pick. You can get one item for sure. Like, there are a lot of guaranteed ways to get what you want. But okay, I guess that's pretty much the end of my review for this game. Overall, right, I'm going to say music 10, gameplay, fighting system. Honestly, I'm going to give it an 8 because of the strategy and the boss fights and the enemy design and the enemy attacks. I'm going to give it an 8 in damage, in a gameplay. The fighting. The user interface here, it's kind of shitty. I'm going to give it 5. Is Zeka here? No, it's actually her birthday and she's in the Caribbean right now. So happy birthday, Zeka. But yeah, as far as this user screen goes, it's kind of annoying to navigate. The loading screens take too long. So the user interface gets a 5 just because it's so average. I mean, all mobile games nowadays have these long ass annoying mobile loading screens, you know. So it'll get a 5 as far as user interface goes. Gacha system, I'm gonna give it a little bit above a 5. There's still a lot of weapons I don't have, but it's okay. Like, there's so many weapons that you can figure something out. I'm gonna give the gacha system a 7.5. So it's above average, but you know, gacha is kind of annoying. So yeah, that's my score on this game. So 10, 8, 5, and 7.5. What's the average? My math is so bad. Let's get the calculator out. Okay, calculator. Okay, so what is 10? I'm retarded. Okay, 10, right, plus 8 plus 7.5 plus 5. 30 divided by 4. Alright, so I'm going to give this game a 7.6 out of 10. Pretty decent score.